Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I've just finished doing a tutorial, which I don't know which way round I'll be uploading these videos, so that may be up there or it may not yet. But yeah, we're now here to do, I think we're up to part 5 of my Gypsy Rose journal. So basically I've taken a sheet off the background paper and I've just literally kind of tea stained it with a tea bag. And then what I'm going to do is make a kind of corner pocket. So I'm just literally going to roughly tear the paper across. I like to do my corner pockets kind of just very rough and torn. So I'm just going to trim off that edge just there. Like that. And I thought it would be rather nice on this page with this piece kind of opposite. So just move that one out of the way. So we could either have it as a kind of top loading corner, in this piece here, or we could have it as a bottom corner. So I actually quite like it as a top corner. The only thing is I have very roughly painted this page, so obviously it's not covering up that. So I'm just going to flick through. Obviously I haven't finished painting this journal and I keep meaning to do that in between episodes, but I just seem to have multiple projects going on at the moment, so I haven't got around to doing that yet. So we'll go for this page instead. So if I just move these things to another page, actually we'll go for this page instead, because this one's quite roughly painted at the top. So this would be quite handy to obviously cover up that top bit. So, right, that's that. So what I will do, I will start on this side here. And this one's just a piece from the kit. It's already got all these elements kind of here, so it's kind of pretty much decorated for you, which is, you know, rather nice because obviously it kind of saves a lot of time. So we could just kind of run a piece of lace down there, or we could just kind of pop a little fabric ruffle or something at the bottom. Just having a look through my little stash of goodies that I bring along with me when I do these. So I've also got one of my button embellishments, which might be quite nice on this page. I've come out with a really horrible cold again this week. It just seems as soon as I go back to work and I'm kind of mixing, you know, with people and in that kind of shut up, you know, environment, I just instantly get colds. And I have said this before, but I'm just someone, I think, who's just very prone to catching colds, which is really irritating. But I don't feel so bad today. I felt dreadful yesterday, and you know, I wanted to do a video, but I just literally didn't feel well enough. I you know, had a very runny nose and was sneezing constantly, so I thought obviously that wasn't really very conducive to to doing a video, unfortunately, because I would have loved to have done one, but I was very busy instead and kind of, you know, did lots of other things instead. So I've got lots of things that I shall be uploading and, you know, things like that during the week. So hopefully kind of that kind of part of the cold is hopefully finished now. And I can, you know, breathe easy now. Although my nose is actually quite blocked up today, but better than yesterday, because yesterday I really was, you know, not feeling very well at all. Right. I should just ink up this rosebud. I don't know whether I'm even going to use it, but might as well have it ready. And I'll just take these leaves. So again, these are all part of the kit. Tried to do lots and lots and lots of different bits for fussy cutting and to make it kind of as versatile as possible. those that you had tons and tons of options and bits to work with. So that's kind of that. So I mean, I quite like that. It's quite simple, but you know, I actually think it looks quite pretty. So I might just go for that. So this one, I think I have inked it already, but I will just kind of go over roughly again, just in case. So I'll just literally go around the edges like that. Hope that I'm in frame. Yep, although I'm at risk of going out of frame, so I'll just pull my book back slightly. Okay. I've got my hot glue here, so I might just use that just for speed. So I'll just pop that down like that. Yeah, I've been really busy putting together, I've put together 3 kits, and I think 3 packs of my kind of vintage goodies, kind of, you know, my clear out kind of goodies that, you know, seemed really quite popular last time. So hopefully they will be popular again. I've put together, I think 3 of those, I think 2 packs of book pages. Yeah, I think that's kind of what I've put together. And also a couple of books that I thought I'm going to kind of get rid of. So I have really been busy working. So I might just stick this little flower, the rosebud, down here at the bottom. And I've got ideas buzzing around my head for another digital kit, but I haven't got time at the moment to be doing that. So I will have to come on to that another, you know, soon. Let's just say soon. There we go. And then what I could do is, this particular button piece is quite big, so I might just literally trim it down slightly, just so as it fits on the page slightly better. Like that. Move all of these bits. Just have that piece there, which I think looks pretty. So I'll just hot glue that on, because I am trying to keep these particular episodes to kind of half an hour length, which I know that last week it went over. It was about 45 minutes, I think. So I will do my best today to keep it kind of down slightly. Thing is, I just have such fun when I'm crafting that I kind of lose track of time. So I need to just be aware of that. Okay. And I will just try this crochet ribbon here just in case. You could just have it running along the top actually. I thought that looked quite good. I'll just cut that piece there. I'll just pop that down like that. We had such a shocking weekend weather-wise. It was just horrible. It rained almost the entire weekend. Just foul. So at least it's now not raining, which is, you know, much improved. So it's really cold as well. And we went and watched that film, the Jack Black film, House with a Clock in Its Walls. It was okay. It wasn't quite as good as I'd hoped, but to be honest, I guess it was kind of that fantasy kind of genre, which isn't really kind of one of my favourite kind of genres as a film, or you know, as films go, but it was okay. I thought it might have been funnier, but the kids quite enjoyed it. But it was just that wet weather, so we did a walk even though it was raining. That's probably why I've come out in a cold, to be honest. But and then we went to the cinema, just because obviously you're kind of limited for what to do when it's such horrible weather, aren't you? I'm just going to trim this down slightly here because I thought it was a little bit big on that corner. So we'll just see if that's kind of better, because it was kind of running right to the centre of the page. So that's a bit better. It could actually also come down a bit more, so I might just kind of tear it again. Oops. And then we also watched a film on, I don't know, Saturday night or Sunday night, I can't remember, but a very old film, but my friend at work had mentioned it last week. So now I can't remember whether it was called Freedom Fighters or Freedom Writers. It was with Hilary Swank. Wow, what a good film. It's quite old. I can't remember now, you know, when since, but you know, an older film which I hadn't ever seen before. It was such a good film. It was, I mean, obviously didn't watch it with my daughter because she's a little bit young, so we had to wait till she went to bed, but you know, my sons obviously were able to watch it, and wow, what a very good film. It was really moving and really hard to watch in one or two places. There was one particular scene, I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't watched it, who's likely to, but was very, very, very upsetting. Just horrible. So yeah, really good film. Really, really good. And based on a true story. And that teacher in it, wow, she was just such an inspirational lady, such a hard worker, and anyone who's seen the film, I don't want to kind of spoil it really by kind of saying it, but she was very determined, and let's just say that she, you know, worked so hard to fulfill what she wanted to do for the children in her class. I mean, I say children, they're kind of teens in her class, who were kind of obviously from, you know, harsh kind of backgrounds and areas, and yeah, it was really powerful film, very, very good. So it's worth checking out if you haven't seen it before and you're looking for a kind of very moving film, you know, then really very good film. Right, so we've popped that corner on there. Now what I might do is just kind of paperclip it down to just, oops, make sure it kind of holds, because already it's kind of pinging up here. Oops, I'm just seeing what I've actually got in my tin here. So I normally bring my big kind of craft case, but I haven't brought that with me the last couple of times. It's very heavy, if I'm truthful, so it's way overloaded. So I thought I will try and make do without it, and obviously I've, you know, got such a big pile for this series anyway, then actually I've got a lot of stash with me, if you see what I mean. So hopefully kind of there's nothing much more in the bag that I actually haven't got. And, you know, in my head I kind of just think, well, if I do want something and I haven't got it, I'll try and make do with the supplies I have, because otherwise it takes a very long time, obviously, kind of prepping everything you need for doing these videos. Right, so I'm just holding that literally in place there in the corner. I love using corner pockets. I think they really kind of fun to use. Let me check them in frame. Just move that down slightly. So now what I thought we could do is just kind of decorate, obviously, that corner pocket. So I have got lots of pieces that I've ready fussy cut out from the kit. So let me just bring some of those in. Unfortunately, they're all kind of now mixed in with my pile here. Hold on, just grabbing a few bits. I did kind of try and explain last week that although I sometimes start out quite organised in these, you know, craft with me process videos, it's shocking how quickly your stuff just turns into this huge pile of mess again beside you, because obviously no sooner do you start than you're rummaging through things again, and then, you know, it all becomes a huge great big mess kind of pretty much as soon as you start the video. So that's kind of what happens every single time. I think, oh, I'm going to be really organised and keep it all tidy, but no sooner do you start than you're rummaging through, and obviously instantly things then are getting very messy. So I'll just pull out all the little bits that I can kind of see that I have cut out. And I have tried to keep big items together and then smaller items together, but that's what I'm talking about. So these are some of the big items that I've got. So I should just literally put them in one of these paper pockets or polythene pockets. Move them there out of the way a bit. And then I've got all these little bits, which obviously the intention was to keep them in a different pocket. But what happens, you see, you rummage through and instantly they start mingling and merging into one. So, excuse me, leaning across. Right. Okay, well, I've had a little bit of a kind of organised, you know, getting organised. Right. So obviously not the best look with the paper clips and everything else there. So I'm just having a look. She's a kind of brownie type colour. So we may want to kind of have a couple of brownie elements there. So I've got a suitcase, which might be nice because it kind of ties the colours in nicely. I've also got an open suitcase. Got one of those lovely banners. So obviously got more of the Gypsy caravans. Whoops. And then obviously we've got lots of roses and flowers and things like that. So just literally have a look through. Now I don't necessarily want to put something in this corner because then I feel like things are kind of dotted in the corners, if that makes sense. So what we could do is we could have kind of, let me just have a look. Could have something like that. And then we've also got these little pieces, which I know that I think we used one last week, but actually I don't think we did. I think we used something different last week. That might be a bit too big there, but it might be better if we use the smaller case. So we could do it like that. Perhaps I'll get rid of that from the bottom. And then we could have some lace kind of somewhere. Just wouldn't be quite right without lace, would it? Then we could have a bit of diamante somewhere. So what I'll do, what I might do is actually kind of tear this so it's a bit more rough around the edges. Because I just feel like it might look better there, torn, rather than very neat. And I don't need to worry too much about this little case in the corner because obviously our big case would be covering it anyway, so that doesn't matter too much, you know, that I'm tearing over it. might just tear along the bottom. Like that. So I'm hoping that this is kind of stuck down better now, to be able to take some of those clips off, because they're a little bit distracting when you're kind of looking to see how it's going to look. So I'm just going to cut a small bit at first. We can always kind of get a different piece if this doesn't look quite right. So I'll just cut that kind of large seam type edge off. So what we could do is kind of have it like this. Or maybe like that. Oh, I can't get it layered up to look quite right. Hold on. Maybe something like that. I'm feeling it's a little bit blank here, so I might just tear a little bit of book page to just put behind there. Otherwise I just feel there's a bit of blank space. I mean, to me that just works straight away a lot better. So I'm just going to ink these little elements up before we glue them down. So let's get the ink. Right, now I did just think actually we might prefer to pop something onto fabric, so I will start by sticking down. Just going to weigh this page down for a moment so it's not kind of, oops, some hot glue blobs. Just going to pop that down like that. Pop that like that. Yes, I wanted to say thank you actually to everybody who's, you know, been in my shop recently, because I really do appreciate all of your support, and obviously you know, it's really great obviously to be able to share all my little vintage bits and bobs that I've been finding with you guys. So hopefully it's a kind of win-win, because you know, it's nice for all of you guys to be able to have some of them also. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for that. It's much appreciated. Right, I have got that large piece of coffee dyed lace, so I just wondered whether we could have the suitcase on some lace. So I'm just going to cut some off and see how that looks. I think that might look better than how we had it in the first place. So, oops, just knocked that dime onto there. Right. Move these little clips out of the way. Right, I like that, I think, better. So I will hot glue this down, because again, just for speed. Like that. I'll just hot glue these little bits. Take off that clip. I mean, we just be too much. Yeah, I think that's too much. Right, so we then just pop the suitcase on, and I'm just going to hot glue the suitcase down like that. Not going to press it too hard because I think we've kind of said this before in this book, it's quite nice to have them kind of slightly raised. So we'll just leave it like that. Okay. And then, do we want anything else on that page at all? Oh, a bit of lace there, a bit of diamante. You see, to me, everything looks better when you put this diamante there. It just looks pretty. So I might just have a little bit just here at the side. There we go. Okay. So loving how that looks. Let me see what the time is. Right, we're up to 26 minutes. So I'm just going to flick through and find the piece that I just did the tutorial on. And see whether I'm going to have time to quickly pop this down. So I've popped it tentatively here. I thought it would look good on this page just opposite this piece that we've got here. So let me just have a look. Now this one is not a pocket page, which is a bit of a shame because obviously it's not you know, very thick, but I mean that should be okay unless we want to move it to a page that is thicker. I'm just thinking because it's quite good to have it on a kind of more bulky page, because obviously this is a, you know, a bulkier embellishment. So we might just have it here instead, and then we can obviously make something to go opposite on there. So let's just see. Just check that I like it on the green as opposed to another colour. Yeah, I think it works quite nicely on the green. So I think we'll just kind of pop it like that. And then what we could do is just pop a bit of lace down on the corner. So if you watched my tutorial, again, I'm not sure which way round I'm going to be loading these videos, so it may be that this is up before the tutorial, but rest assured it will be going up this week. I've talked about this before, it just sometimes depends how the videos upload from my iPad. Sometimes they upload better than others, so it will be up this week. Not sure 100% when or which order, but there will be a tutorial for this little booklet. So I'm just going to glue it round on the edges and pop it onto this page. And what I might do is just use the hot glue just to be super quick. Like that. I'm going to get quite close to the edge, like that. Just pop it down. Okay, and then how this works, if you haven't seen the tutorial, it's got string here and it just opens out like that. And then these are actually 3 pockets. So if I just bring something in, you can obviously then pop things there inside the pockets. So I'll just see whether I've got something else that's kind of biggish. You could just pop a gypsy caravan up there, like that. And then obviously you've also got a side pocket there as well. So that's how that one works. As I say, there is a tutorial for that. If I have uploaded the tutorial before this, I will try and link that below. But I can't promise, as I say, which way it will be kind of in or uploaded. Right, so just literally to finish that off, I just wonder whether we might want a couple of buttons just kind of on the edge there, just to kind of, you know, make it look kind of pretty and kind of keep it in keeping really with the rest of the altered book. So I'll just have a look, see what bits of lace we have got here laying around. If we've got any small pieces that I could just kind of pop down. So obviously I've got that piece that we didn't use just now, so we could just have that there and kind of pop on just a couple of buttons. So they look really pretty, so I'm going to undo this just for a moment, and then I'm just going to glue this down. Like that. And actually I'm going to move that back slightly because otherwise it will just get kind of screwed up from the string. And then I'll just take the buttons and just glue them onto that lace. Just on the backs, just like that. So love how that looks, really pretty. Yeah, really, really like that. So, and then it just ties up like that. So, yeah, pleased with that one. Whoops, pleased with that one. And obviously I now need to leave these buttons to dry and stop touching them. So we've obviously got to do kind of the facing page. What we could have actually done was popped a little rosebud on there as well. Perhaps I'll just quickly do that. So I'll just ink this up because I don't think this piece has been inked up. So just get my ink pad. Just literally pop that little rose there. Looks pretty and just kind of ties it in, because this colour actually is a really good match for the kind of sage green of the background of the pages. Okay. So love how that looks. Looks really pretty. I hope that that's kind of coming across on camera, because sometimes I think you lose the colour, don't you, kind of on camera, but hopefully that is coming across. So right, we're up to half an hour now, so I'm going to kind of call it quits there for today, because I am trying to keep this particular series to half an hour slots. You know, other videos kind of might be longer or shorter, but for this particular series, you know, I'm trying to be strict and keep myself to half an hour. So yeah, love how that looks. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you all have a really nice day for the rest of the day, and I will see you next time. So thanks a lot. Bye.